All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. My, how things change in the blink of an eye. All right, so that's the beauty of swing trading, right? It's one of those things where you got to stay on your toes. And if you're a gambaholic like me, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is like the funnest thing that can happen, right? But a lot changed on TTOO because of this earnings news, all right? And I'm going to give you my opinions on it. End of the day, listen, I don't think anyone really has a genuine idea of what the earnings are going to do or say or anything, but this is what buy the rumor, sell the news looks like, all right? And hey, maybe it's not going to be a sell the news. We'll get to that later. At the minimum, right now, we are living in a buy the rumor moment, and that can bring you over 30% on a single day. And it looks like it's still going up after hours, right? It looks like it is. Yeah, it is, right? So there's night and day trading on TTOO, okay? AVTX, listen, I'm really surprised at how many people are asking me about AVTX. I actually didn't, I'm a little surprised, but nonetheless, AVTX is a very, very big learning moment, and I hope you keep this in the back of your pocket, all right? Because it does two things. It stresses the importance of confirmation, and it shows why these moving averages are really pesky, annoying lines at times. Like, it really looked like that 50 was ready to break, and like, it just hasn't, and it gets really frustrating, but waiting for confirmation kind of takes away that frustration a little bit, right? And then NVOS, look, I think it would be really easy to brag and be like, hey, I saw the down coming and blah, blah, blah. Listen, I was shocked. There's actually no other word. I said that I think it was going to come down to 39 cents, maybe 37. And even that maybe 37, it felt like a little bit of a stretch. Man, this thing was living well below that. And honestly, I don't even know where I closed that. If you want to know the truth, it was kind of easy to move my focus back to this one, right? But yeah, there's again, kind of like I said, night and day trading with some of these, right? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines, as well as the occasional diagonal trend line that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, especially if you actually share the video. I'm not the best at that, but just being here, giving me your time, having the conversations with me, oh man, I am so appreciative of everything, all right? So look, let's get into it, and I will be honest, it was a very big discussion point on the Discord, all right? It came up on this one, it came up on this one. I mean, TTOO, it was easy. I'll stay on this one, actually. I gave a couple extra thoughts. So feel free to pause here if you want to really read everything. But look, moving earnings up is way better than delaying earnings, okay? That's a simple fact, okay? After that, no one knows anything. All right. And anyone trying to pretend that they know more, I really think is doing nothing more than pretending. All right. This is by the rumor. All right. The rumor is, and again, I think everyone watching this can agree, right? The rumor is pulling it forward was to drop good news. I think that's what everyone's hoping, right? Like, listen, that is nothing more than an assumption. All right. But I don't care. That's a pretty assumption, and that's a good rumor to put some money on. And yeah, we see a nice little 35% hammer, and I say little jokingly, right? Like, that's a monster day, okay? Again, buy the rumor, sell the news is a fundamental trading quote for a reason. It is literally as fundamental as the trend is your friend. Right now, are there exceptions? Yeah, for sure, right? But end of the day, buy the rumor, sell the news is a thing, okay? And what I personally like is we've got some time. The news is on the 12th, all right? We've got 1, 2, 3 full days of trading before any news hits. We've got days to make the rumor juicier and juicier and juicier. We've got days to start playing telephone and like adding some lies to the back of the rumor, right? Like this thing's still going up after hours. I can see it right here, right? Because that's 27. We closed at 26. Like we're still like, in my opinion, we have the ability, and when I say the ability, I'll tell you why in a second, but we have the ability, I think, to get to the 200 moving average, okay? Why do I say that? Again, number one, we have a couple days. We have 3 full days of trading before that 4th day drops the news. We have a decent spacing between the 20 and the 50. Okay, break the 8, go to the 20, break the 20, go to the 50, right? When they're stacked and tight like this, it gets really hard to break. But yeah, we just broke this. We actually can still close maybe at like 29, right? What is even 30? We can close 20. Like we don't even need to hit the 50 on Monday before we crack it on Tuesday, before we get to the 200 on Wednesday, before the news hits and we see what happens. All right, listen, I'm zooming out right now. All right, I'm zooming out. That's all I need to zoom out. I zoomed out too much. We have literally been well to the point where we've never even touched the 200 moving average since approximately June of 2 years ago. That's April. That was some bad math. Sorry, the 4 flipped upside down in my head and turned into a 6. But it has been, 2.5 years, right? This is year 2. That looks like about 6 months. 2.5 years since we've even touched this line. You can't walk into this trade assuming we're going to smash over that 55-cent line. All right, this 200 moving average is a difficulty to say the least. However, if this happens to go from 26 to 55, you've more than doubled your money. All right, so I am not coming here, and then I'll give a little bit more. All right, this is my guess, okay, and I'm going to start with the line. Like I know nothing about TTOO. I know nothing about NVOS. I put money on random 4 letters that I don't know what they do. Believe me when I say that. All right. My guess is they're moving it up because there's no good news today, but there's some good guidance for the future. All right. And good guidance for tomorrow can offset a bad today, because end of the day, today's already someone's yesterday. Tomorrow is what we're trading for. All right. I hope that made sense. I'm going to kind of say it in a different way, right? But like the prospect of what can come is oftentimes better than what today actually shows. All right, and it's one of those things where I'm telling you, what seems like it shouldn't be old news becomes it. And man, what everyone's now wondering, my sincere is just, what do they move it up for? That's all we're trading. I don't think anyone genuinely knows good things are coming. And hey, if you know more fundamental than me, let me know. If we're expecting another FDA clearance date or like something like that, I don't know that. Let me know in the comments and I'll update the videos, right? But yeah, I am still here respecting the lines. I'm still here respecting the fact that, look, we've done really well with this 100 moving average. We went up, we went down, we went up, we went like we're still in this 100 moving average battle. Like you can't start thinking about the 200 breaking and running, right? Like for all I know, we might do this exact same thing on this line, where we see moments of it breaking, moments of it coming down. And hey, if we can do a run like this from here to there, we might hit the dollar, we might erase the reverse. Like there are some mights here, right? But right now, we got to break the 50. Once we break the 50, once we break this 32, then we start talking 200. Once we get to the 200, we got to, you got to still take this baby steps, right? But right now, I am assuming that the news was brought up to give good guidance and maybe overshadow some like lackluster numbers today. My guess. I have absolutely no idea, all right? What am I looking at technically? Again, I think I said it, right? I think we have enough juice to, on Monday, get to 30. On Tuesday, get to 35, 37. On Wednesday, hopefully get to like 51 maybe, 53 maybe. And then again, come Wednesday, we are now at the very last day of when things are a rumor. Because come the 12th, we are now living in reality. We are now living in the news of today. And I don't know if they're going to sell the news. I don't know if the news is going to be so monumental that this thing like, right? Like there's like, I don't know. And that I think should be, not should be, because again, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. You know that, right? But that's at least what's in my mind right now. All right. Buy the rumor, sell the news is not an offensive thing. All right. It is the reality of how people move money. You know what I mean? So, I don't think I need to look at the weekly, but let's check it out. Why not? Look at that. Okay. So the 8 moving average is roughly at 32. I think 30. I like my numbers. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to stick with what I said. Actually, really, I don't think there's anything extra in the weekly. And I think I'm gonna either overcomplicate it or like mess some stuff up. Again, I like this spacing. You know, I've been loving that spacing. I am respecting a line that we haven't even touched, let alone fake wicked, let alone single day closeout, and then, single day close over, and then second day no like there's been absolutely nothing on this line for 2.5 years. You gotta respect that. And it's obviously the last one for a reason, right? So TTOO, this is a good little moment to hopefully do some good, but yeah, I'm still keeping things in a realistic, framework, right? And that's what I've been doing with NVOS too, right? So hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, you know it. I appreciate you so much. All right. So let's take a look at AVTX. Hey, really quickly, if you can subscribe and share the video, I'd appreciate it. I don't normally say it at everything, but I'm going to try it on this video. AVTX. First off, I'm a little surprised at how many people are watching this AVTX section of the videos. It really was a viewer request from only a few people, but obviously people else, like others, are carrying. And I think I like, if you have a viewer request, try not to hesitate, man. Like, throw it in the comments. At the minimum, I'll at least give you a comment reply. If it looks like it's worth the team's attention, I'll make a video, right? And man, this is a learning moment. And I'm not going to lie to you. This is actually still a learning moment for me, because it wasn't that long ago I would have chased this dragon. I would have lost a lot of money. And man, there's nothing stopping me from doing the same thing. And I'm a little proud of myself for listening to the words I say on the video, right? But confirmation, okay? Breaking a line, getting over a line, closing over a line, whatever word you want to use, doing it once means nothing. You need to do well the next day. And I don't care if you're running up after hours and pre-market and you're able to open up here much higher than you were when, I don't care I care where you close, and that's bad. All right. Getting over a line once is good. You got to do it the next day. Getting over a line, again, we see it, and it's crazy because this is and I'll talk about this candle shortly, but this was a monster candle we saw yesterday. All right. We smashed 3 moving averages. All right. And when I said we didn't do one of these, right, where we definitely broke all 3, but just kind of barely. We got over the 3rd one and then went a lot higher up on a relatively strong candle. This was a pretty big day. All right. This would have probably fooled me, in all honesty. And I probably would have bought in at 16 back in the day. And again, if you did this, I'm not trying to one, make fun of you, 2, say that bad things are still going to happen. This thing can still go up. We have not seen the truth yet on AVTX. All right. I'll get to that again. Just okay. all I know is this stock struggles to get over the 50 moving average 2 days in a row. All right. And when that happens, it makes sense that today and that's what I talked about, right? You break it but can't confirm. 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 You break it. My assumption going in is you can't confirm, because a stock remembers the history. Again, I said this on yesterday's video, and I apologize if it's like repetitive, but hopefully it like is sink in repetitive, right? But when you go to Vegas and you play roulette, they give you the previous winning numbers to fool you. All right. The little plastic ball does not remember where it landed on the last roll. All right. The little plastic ball is simply subject to where they put it on the wheel and how hard the finger spins. It has no idea. If it hits 50 black numbers in a row, it is literally the exact same 50-50 minus the greens, whatever, but you get it. It's the exact same 50-50 for black and red. Like, the ball doesn't remember. With technical analysis, the backbone of it is the stock. AVTX has a little bit more of a brain than that plastic little ball. And unfortunately, the little bit of brain that stock has knows that it's afraid of this line. All right, and that's my simple opinion, right? But that's what I believe. That's how I run this thing, right? So the stock knows. The stock knows, all right? Where are we today? So let's talk about today. Look, I am not a candle pattern trader. Like, I'm a break the line or don't break the line, good lines, bad lines kind of trader, all right? This, in my book, is essentially a doji. All right, it's not as textbook doji as this, so it has like a skinnier one. But to me, this is a doji enough to call it a doji. What does that mean? First off, we basically open at 14 and close at 14. You can see it in the box over there. Obviously, if there's more decimals, we'll see like what it did. But we essentially didn't move today. All right. There were moments where, people thought it was going to go up. There were moments where people thought it was going to go down. It pretty much just, when it has this like spinning top shape, to me, it's good enough to call it a doji. All right. This is uncertainty, and we should see something telling on Monday. Now, we had the moment here. We got something that should have been telling, and all of a sudden it kind of didn't follow through. So the other thing that's happening, and again, this is a phrase I use often, I'm seeing a horizontal cluster. All right, we are now moving horizontally with these three lines, and at times you're going to go up, down, up, down. And the two examples I give so often are PLTR. Let me just back it up. Oops, right here. You can see it. All five, whether it's 3 lines or 5 lines, when it's 3 or more, I start to call, and you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, you finally break up. Or you HUSA it, where, again, you can kind of see all 5 are there. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, you go up, and then finally down, right? So there is a shot, AVTX. There is a shot we actually keep going horizontally until this thing comes down. Because just like the 50 made a super drastic drop, this 100 is getting ready to. Like, this gap fill moment will start to again, I'm not smart enough to know the math behind these lines, all right? But it's going to do the drop soon. We're now going to get 4 lines, and, we'll see what that does. But yeah, right now, the whole story is, what can you do 2 days in a row, AVTX? What can you do? Or are you simply going to go horizontal? Look, this is still really 50-50 for me to give any true opinions, right? But I'm still holding either this thing goes to 17 and then 20, or this thing goes to 13 then 10, or 12 then 10, right? Like, one of the two extremes should happen. But again, we might see one of those. It goes up, goes down, goes up, so just be a little careful here, all right? I know this was a lot more 50-50 than you probably wanted to hear, but more than anything, this is a learning moment. This actually is, all right? Let me know if you have any questions or comments on this one. Let's move to NVOS. Hey, really quickly, if you can subscribe, that would be super, super appreciative, as well as share the video. All right. Sorry, I normally don't do that, but I'm trying something out here. Let's talk about NVOS. Okay. If you watched yesterday's video, you heard me say I think this is going to come down. All right. I've been talking about the strength of this 55-cent resistance for literally since this video, since September 13th, okay? Coming up on a month, roughly 3 weeks. As I zoom out, again, there's literally no reason at all on the daily for this line. This is nothing more than a black abyss, including in the gap right there, right? What made this line just a little more special was it was drawn off of a weekly candle. I drew it off of that big one right there. So a weekly resistance is going to be a little bit harder to break on the daily chart. And we've now seen that essentially 2 times in a row. So in my head, I thought to myself, you know what? We're going to hit it. We're not going to come down as much as we did. I also didn't think we were going to come down as much as we did on this first one. I kind of said, all right, we'll where did I get my 39 cents for? It was right here. We'll come to maybe this line right here for 37, that line right there for 39. That's essentially where, you know, I got my numbers on the last video. Man, today the open was really scary because the one thing I did say was, look, even if it came to 37, right? Like that would have been ideal. That would have still been healthy because it would have been the bottom of this and essentially the top of this guy. When this thing fell below my 37, I started to get worried. As I now look at where we're actually below the 8 and the 20. Now, again, you know, one single day, like you can't make drastic decisions on a single day. A 30% loss though is a little bit of an interesting single day, right? The one thing, and I waited to do it live on the video, I'm going to extend this line. And again, all we're doing is going corner to corner, right? Just in case I accidentally move. And I did accidentally move. Good. But that's about corner to corner. Cool. And again, we're not here for perfect. Good enough. And we're still, like I said, corner to corner. We're actually still on the trend line, which is really interesting. And damn, I normally say don't let after hours like fool you. We're now still going down in after hours. That's a little scary. One more time, for me, 37, 36, 37, whatever that line basically is, right? That was my healthy drop for today. To open well below that, to never even make a fake out back to that, and then to actually close down here, that's scary, all right? And, you know, the problem now becomes, look, we made this jump up because of some news, all right? We kept going because of the news. I don't know if, again, because there's still that back of the head thing, was the news BS and this and that, right? Like, look, I don't know, but I'm telling you, I can't tell. If you really want to know the truth, like I have $0.00 in NVOS at this very second. I had $0.00 in NVOS at like earlier in the day. I unfortunately opened today with a bigger loss than I expected. Obviously, I was ready for it to come down, so I did sell a lot, but like not enough, man. I'm telling you, I didn't think we were going to drop this low. I do wish I sold more in the high 40s, like I said, right? So it is what it is. Like, I'm not here being perfect, right? I'm not here, you know, always being right. And yeah, sometimes, man, like I said, I saw it come down, but not this much, right? And what, like, it's hard to decide, like, what to decide next, you know, because there is a looming reverse split, and I feel like I've been talking about the reverse split more for TTOO than NVOS. And like, I know I've a couple people, actually, I think, I don't know if I saw it just once or twice, but like someone tried to make the defense that just the 1 for 15 is okay. Like 1 for anything is bad. Reverse split is death. Only a split, a true forward split, no one uses the word forward, right? But a true split is good. And man, it's just, there was also some expectation that the CEO was supposed to make a comment. That never happened, right? Like, I didn't see any single headlines about the guy talking, and it's weird because I don't know what to think. Like, end of the day, like, you know, I've been talking about this 32 line for a while. It's cool that it's still held. I don't think I don't think you can justify a re-entry. And again, I'm talking to someone as a swing trader like me who might be out and looking like, I don't think I would get back in under 37. I think if we can get like, and it doesn't like, you can see like the 36, 37 border, like I would call it 30. Oh man, it's actually like, it might even be 38. Yeah, 37.9 or 38. I would basically get in around that as a re-entry point for this. Because right now, on a bad case, dude, we can come down to 27 cents easy. 27 cents is basically the bottom of this, the top of these, and 50% of that. 20, excuse me, I hiccuped there. 27 cents, 26 cents is actually real likely here. The crazy thing again, this weekly, just yesterday, was looking so prime. The drop today was, again, we're still technically over the trend line, which is, I guess, still positive. But man, that's a scare. Dude, I can't like I would need one of my better indicators to give like a better, like this is hard right here. This was too drastic a single day, and yeah, again, my healthy number was 37 at the lowest, not 32. So dude, let me know if I'm missing anything. But yeah, this was a much louder move than I was anticipating. This was a move that forced my hand, and I had to dump out of it. It was easy because there were other movers that were nice to catch, right? But yeah, NVOS, man, night and day. And it's sad because I was so excited going into next week. You can tell I have no idea what Monday and Tuesday are going to do for real. So be careful on this one. Hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, you know it. Thank you.